Hi, everybody. Hello. Good morning to you. This is still Prime Morning. My name is Aba Anamoah. You can call me the Golden Girl. It's time for me to bring you updates on all the stories that are trending on social media. But before I give you all those juicy details, we definitely have to remind you that as benevolent and as good and as excited and as loving as we are right here on Joy Prime, we have extended the days for you and your child to partake in season 4 of Big Chef Junior. So please take advantage of these few days that we are giving you and be a part of this great competition. It is time for your kids who have great culinary skills to showcase their talent to the entire world. So please be part of this competition. Send a video of them preparing their favorite meal and compile that into a 2-minute video. There has to be a little introduction in there as well. And you send that to our WhatsApp number 055-157-5757. Do not forget that your word has to be, or your child has to be between the ages of 7 and 12. It's all about Big Chef Junior Season 4. The number again, 055-157-5757. Please take advantage of these few days that we are giving you and do the needful. If you want your child to be part of this competition, or if you want to see your child being a superstar, let me just put it that way, maybe it will sing better in that manner. So if you want your child to be the next superstar when it comes to chefs or kiddie chefs, please make sure that you let them partake in this great competition, which is Big Chef Junior Season 4. All right, and so let's get right into our trending stories for today. To the very first one, do you remember last week I brought you a very interesting story where a young man who was kayaking with his father accidentally was swallowed by a whale and within a few seconds was spat back out? Well, quite a number of people were not too believing about this story, and although there were some video evidences and all of that, you know that definitely there'll be some people who are quite hard-headed. Anyway, so he spoke on CNN and he narrated how exactly it felt being in the mouth of that humpback whale. Take a listen.
Yes, I was inside something's mouth, but I didn't know it was a whale. We were on our pack raft, and suddenly I felt like a wave struck me from behind, but it was very, very heavy to be anything like that. So when I turned around, I saw some blue dark colors and white flashing right through my face, and I felt a slimy texture in my cheek. And then it shot up down on me and took me underwater. At first, I thought that I would die because there's nothing I can do if I'm inside the mouth of a giant fish. But it was a whale. So then I didn't have enough time to realize that.
All right, so that was the kayaker that escaped the mouth of a humpback whale. God is so good. I did say last week when I was doing this story that a lot of you find it quite difficult believing some of the Bible stories, but that particular story was evident that the things you read from the Bible, you need not joke with them. We need not joke. Well, let's see how people felt about this. JJ says, you are Jonah of our time. Now preach, brother. Okay, next one. How many people do not believe in the story of Yunus, Jonah, because they thought that it was impossible for him to be in the belly of a whale and be expelled by God's will. Now they believe this. Yeah. John Moore Piper says, you guys don't get it. This kind of thing, only the person that experienced it can really understand it. It's clear he is reminiscing about it, but he just can't describe it because it happened so fast. Claire says it's so crazy that they got this on video. Like, it was so spot on that his father got this on video. Rolo says, God has plans for you, sir. No doubt about it. God indeed does have plans for him. All right. Okay, let's take this one. Smoke says, where exactly were you sent and refused to go? That's a good question. Olivia says, for those who thought that Jonah's story was impossible. Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of you were thinking that how can a human being be swallowed by a whale? Oh, well. Anyways, all right, so let's move away from that. Let's go to the next trending story, and let's come to Ghana, okay? Aba Anamoah, media personality, A's media personality, is trending on our socials yesterday because she was on Changes with Rosalind Felly. Now, if you remember, over the weekend, she was on a different channel where she spoke about something in relation to the former Deputy Tourism Minister, Mark Okraku Mantey, and it seems that she hasn't been too happy about him. So she was posed the question to really expatiate. Yes, that's the correct word. Expatiate on what exactly she meant by what she said. So do take a listen to this.
Rude answer. Is that what happened when you went on YouTube and they asked you about Mark Okraku?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, because I felt his comments were unnecessary. He's been in the media before. He doesn't decide for any channel how they should approach their show. And that wasn't the main thrust.
Okay.
It was my disappointment in him because I felt that for someone who was coming from this industry, I expected better from him, for the creatives especially. Mm-hmm. I expected an improvement to move them from A to C, but their fortunes are just dwindling. Mm. It's getting worse every day. And he occupied an enviable position, and I expected him to do better. And so my rant was born out of my disappointment in him. Rude answer.
I don't know a number of you that concur with Aba Anamoah. Are you also disappointed in the role that Mark Okraku Mantey played when he occupied the position as the former Deputy Minister for Tourism? Well, let's see how people felt about this one on our socials. Ofosu in Kansas says, I think Aba is right, Pam, because as for the music industry, we all give Mark thumbs up, but he failed us in that appointed him deputy minister. Okay, Baba Ahmed said she didn't get to exchange one of her students for fridge with... Please, no. David Anoa says, who appointed you before? Okay, moving on. We have a child. Elizabeth says, she exudes great confidence, and that makes me admire her more love. Over here, we do not condone comments that are derogatory, okay? Henry says, I pray that when Okraku replies and nobody will say anything. Emi Dakubo says, if you don't understand English, go and sleep. Okay, Ernesto says, I didn't hear anything apart from disappointment. Emmanuel Eliava says, it's time we tell people about their performances without fear. Well. Joseph Twin says, I believe gender sensitivity won't be used as play card when Aba Anamoah makes a bad public statement and people come after her. Edwin says, Obwa. Joseph Twin says, whatever the situation was, you should have been decorous. Okay. All right. So we have very mixed emotions in relation to this particular statement, but everybody is entitled to their own opinions, okay? This is how she truly felt about he being in office or occupying that position, that she was disappointed in him because it looks like he didn't really do anything. That is her perspective or her point of view. Yours might be different. Let's leave it at that, okay? All right, okay, so let's go into, Still staying in the entertainment industry because you're talking about the creative arts industry. J-Bad, how many of you remember him? How many of you know J-Bad? Well, J-Bad has released a new album and has named it Okomfa Noche. Take a look at this one.
The return of Okomfa Noche. Give the bag. Let's sing a name. This be the real Okomfa Noche. Dimo. Hey, Nana Chami Swaba. Oh yeah, Nana Chami. It's a leaves. Aboa kan bi entry ko jabe jo bi dela da enka se ka wa hye aboa katechire no odum ko ya fa so ko share no yanya yehu empo ni yate yani aboa mampa etwem ka mu abra kwenti fi ama ba chichire ekosano adada dia kada chichire nchi a ehwe ma nkoda konko achi se ya prabu bi askola bentin ko ma yeso ma prako emo me yeso ma opu praku sem ke se bies share.
With them, just stick to you.
Let's stick to you.
I don't allow no fool to come.
That's right.
Say I could, then don't.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My time. Okomfa Noche, yeah, parents, you ever can say, or a prophet. Yeah, or you'll be a. Why be brave? I'm a Santa Mai. You won 1655. You won the world Kuba. Gang. You want the world Puga. I'm not sure for you be a Asante Maya. Or do you want to be because Asante Moy, when you're not sure for so. Now, Asante 4 anyway. They need Asante 4. And I'm not sure for. They soon to need Asante 4. Now, I'm not anything for.
Well, I love a number of things that he was stating about Okomfa Noche. When you're talking about the history of the Ashanti Kingdom, you can never omit the name Okomfa Noche because he did play a huge role. And so significantly, you can tell that the name or who Okomfa Noche was contributed or influenced his decision to name his album after him. And so let's see how the songs is going to do on all digital platforms. But kudos to you, J-Bad, and all the best to you. Well, let's see if people are excited about this. 22 Pluto says, Chalet, be like the horse they look like in owner. Do you know the owner? I am Alan says, hey, let's move away from that. Okay, Apia says, wow, different. Yeah. That's impressive. Asari Godsen says, Massa, he is no prophet. Dude said he was going to get power of death and never came back. The only true prophet is Jesus Christ. Okay. Ico Interior says, I'm scared. What are you scared of? Okay, you can share your thoughts with us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, it is Joy Prime TV. Our WhatsApp number is very active as well. With that's it for the trending stories with me, Aba Anamoah. I love being called the Golden Girl, so you can call me that.